Welcome to this week's episode of Under the Radar, where we dive deep into an incredibly important topic that is not getting covered by corporate media. Today, we're going to be talking about the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert Kennedy, and his direct link to our declining health standards and the rapidly declining health of American citizens. From the Health and Human Services to the FDA, Kennedy has been responsible for gutting the agencies who ensure the quality of our food, drugs, water, and overall well being. Today on Under the Radar, I want to talk about the major damage Kennedy is inflicting on America's public health and also how Democrats are stepping up to fill in the gaps. We have strict standards and robust government agencies dedicated to our health for a reason. There is a lot out there that is not safe for human consumption, and it is literally impossible for all of us to inspect our own food, to run tests on medication, or to clean up our air and water. The importance of these environmental and other regulations was made clear this week when a bombshell report about protein powder shocked Americans. Here's NBC News with more.
This is my favorite protein smoothie.
There's no denying the passion for protein powders and shakes.
And this is like my protein shake that I drink after the gym.
An estimated $10 billion market in the U.S. But Consumer Reports says several popular powders and shakes commonly sold by big retailers may be giving you something else: lead. Of 23 powders and shakes Consumer Reports tested, it found in a single survey more than 2/3 of the products had more lead than what its experts say is safe to consume in a day. The report advises against daily use for most protein powders, pointing to a link between chronic lead exposure and health issues.
With chronic exposure to lead, you can get a bunch of different problems, such as kidney disease, high blood pressure. You can get neurotoxicity, so peripheral neuropathy, like pain and nerve pain, and it can cause some immune problems as well.
Consumer Reports cited two products, Naked Nutrition's vegan mass gainer powder and Huel Black's Edition powder, as containing enough lead that our experts advise against consuming them.
I used to consume one of those products, by the way. We have known about the dangers of lead for decades, and just as we have known about the damage lead can do, especially to young children. That's why we don't allow lead paint anymore. They changed an entire industry when these links were found. Why is it acceptable now to reintroduce into products we consume a substance we know harms us? We have to place our trust in agencies to do their jobs. Kennedy is almost single-handedly making it impossible, one, for agencies to fulfill the missions for which they were designed, and two, for us to trust them. So while Americans look for guidance on what should and shouldn't be shouldn't be consuming, Kennedy is gutting the FDA. So then how do we know? Back in April, Biospace reported that in the first few months under Kennedy, the FDA lost more than half of its senior leadership. Over 24 employees holding director or higher roles have departed from the agency. That includes positions like head of the Human Food Program and the chief medical officer. But before we go on, we're exposing the stories that mainstream media won't tell. So please like and share this video. And if you believe in our mission, please subscribe to the Mary Trump Media channel. Protein is just the start. With the diminished FDA, more and more bad products are going to make their way onto our shelves in the grocery store. We need people inspecting our produce. We need people inspecting our meat. We have known this for a very long time. Why all of a sudden this is coming into question is beyond my comprehension. And the fact that we're leaving it up to a guy who thinks it's okay to consume roadkill is just more salt in the wound. Not only is Kennedy damaging our health standards, he is, again, as I said, chipping away at Americans' trust in the system, which is exactly what Donald has been doing for about a decade now. According to the Axios Ipsos American Health Index, support for Kennedy is dwindling, and confusion is growing when it comes to our health standards. Of those who still do believe in Kennedy's mission, only 19% said Donald and Kennedy's policies have made America healthier. That percentage is down 8 points from the same survey in late February. Democrats are seeing the lack of trust for our health related agencies, so they have come up with their own solution. NPR reports that a group of blue state governors have formed a coalition to coordinate health efforts in the wake of Kennedy's lies and complete lack of guidance. The Governor's Public Health Alliance is a nonpartisan coordinating hub. Governors of 15 states are participating, as well as the governor of Guam. Dr. Maddie Cohn is a key advisor of the group. She was Biden's director of the Centers for Disease Control and has also led North Carolina's Health and Human Services Department. The alliance's goal is to share data, emergency preparedness information, and other resources that are essential to public health policy. This is all to reproach Donald and Kennedy's incompetence and the fact that they clearly do not care about the American people's health. Just a reminder, because I think it's important to keep this in mind, Robert Kennedy has no training. He has no degree of any kind, advanced or otherwise, in any kind of science. He's not a doctor. He's not a virologist. He's not an immunologist. He used to be an environmental attorney. Now he is a full-time sociopath who has as his mission gutting the health of the American people, especially the health of our children. How else can you explain his mission to get rid of safe and effective vaccines that prevent our children from getting very contagious but easily preventable diseases like measles and whooping cough and polio? There are measles outbreaks occurring across our country right now. This anti-vax hysteria started during COVID, and quite frankly, we can lay that at Donald's feet. However, by having a Secretary of Health and Human Services who has been a virulent anti-vaxxer for decades now, the problem has only accelerated. So, in order to achieve herd immunity, in order to eradicate a disease, and we were this close to eradicating measles, mumps, and rubella. Remember that MMR shot all of us are supposed to have gotten when we were children? Well, we need, I think it's 95% vaccine compliance in order to make that happen. That percentage has been falling ever since COVID. Now we have states contemplating doing away with vaccine mandates, which means that children of school age are going to be subject to getting the kinds of diseases we had almost eradicated. Just in case you think that measles isn't a big deal, there have been more measles deaths in the last year than in the last 2 decades. Measles can kill children. Polio can destroy lives and kill. Is this what we want? Is this what they mean by make America healthy again? Kennedy's rationale is that vaccines cause autism. There is not one peer-reviewed study that shows such a link. It is a complete fantasy of Robert Kennedy's. Why he wants that to be the case, I don't know. But the man is a sociopath, and he is doing untold damage to the American people's trust in science and common sense. Please take a second and like and share this video. It'd be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please follow us and give the show a 5-star rating because it really does help other people find our content. Thanks.